This is Belfast, this is not Belfast. Better to avoid calling anything a spade in this city. Better to avoid names and places, dates and second names. In this city, names are like points on a map or words wrote in ink. They are trying too hard to pass for truth. In this city, truth is a circle from one side and a square from the other. It is possible to go blind staring at the shape of it. Even now, 16 years after the Troubles, it is much safer to stand back and say with conviction, it all looks the same to me. The Troubles are over now. They told us so in the newspapers and on the television. Here, we are very great with religion. We need to believe everything for ourselves. We are all about sticking the finger in and having a good hook around. We did not believe it in the newspapers or on the television. We did not believe it in our bones. After so many years of sitting one way, our spines had set. We will take centuries to unfold.
The troubles have only just begun. This is hardly true either. It depends upon who you're talking to, how they're standing, and which particular day you've chosen for the chat. Those who are ignorant of our situation can look it up on Wikipedia and find there a 3,000-word overview. Further articles can be read online and in an academic journals. Alternatively, a kind of history may be acquired from talking to the locals. Piecing this together will be a painstaking process similar to fogging one jigsaw puzzle from 2 or perhaps 20.
The Troubles is too less a word for all of this. It's a word for minor inconveniences such as overdrawn bank accounts, slow punctures, a woman's time of the month. It's not a violent word. Surely, we have earned ourselves a violent word, something as blunt and brutal as apartheid. Instead, we have a word like scissors, which can only be said in the plural. The Troubles was one monster thing. The Troubles are many individual levels cut up together. Other similar words include trousers and pliers. The Troubles is always written with a capital T, as if it were an event, as the Battle of Hastings is an event with a fixed beginning and end, a point on the calendar year. History will not dump to prove it's actually a verb, an action that can be done to people over and over again like stealing.
Sammy Agnew has known this city his entire life. The map of its little streets and rivers is stamped into him like a second set of fingerprints. When he opens his mouth, it is the city's sharp and stringy words that come nosing out. He cannot bear the sound of his own voice played back. Sammy can't stand this place, can't quite curse it either. He'd give anything to scrape himself clean of it. To flee and start again, someplace warmer like Florida or Benidorm, someplace less like a goldfish bowl. He has tried. God only knows how hard he's tried. But this place is like a magnet, coaxing, dragging, reeling him back in. No matter how far he goes, by plane or boat, or in his everyday thinking, which is the hardest place to achieve distance, he'll still be a son of this city, a disloyal son but, nonetheless, linked.
Sammy keeps himself to the edge of things now, towing the line where the nicer neighborhoods fall into the not so nice. He knows he isn't above any of it. The sting of a backstreet beginning cannot be watched off with slow or careful distance. He is this place, as his children are this place. This is not necessarily a good thing to carry, though these days there's a sort of mumbling hope rising up the city, swinging mostly in the young. There are even individuals proud to raise their heads and say, I am from here and I will not apologize for it. Sammy thinks these folks are fools. He fears for his children, his son in particular. There's a hardness in the boy peculiar to this place. Hardness is not the worst way to hold yourself in a city so marked by disappointment. Yet Sammy knows that hardness left to simmer breeds rage, and rage is next to cruelty. And this is what he sees every time he looks at Mark. The city fouling his boy up, just like it once ruined him.
Jonathan Murray was born here, too, just 5 minutes up the road from Sammy. though the distance between them is continental. It isn't just money that keeps one man from mixing with the other, it's education and reputation, and something's harder to pin down. A whole different way of carrying yourself through life. Jonathan couldn't say he knows this city like Sammy knows it. From knowing implies familiarity, and he's been holding himself at a distance from as long as he can remember. It isn't home to him. He doesn't even feel close. He drives its pressing streets daily and doesn't take time to look. He couldn't say with any confidence that this is not the place it was 10 years ago, or point to any marked difference from the shooting days of the 70s and 80s. It couldn't be any such city to him, mid-size, industrial, sea-skimmed. Cardiff, Liverpool, Glasgow, Hull. One damp metropolis looks much the same as the next. Jonathan Murray has no real sense of where he is or where he belongs. What it means to have a home. This is Belfast. This is not Belfast. This is a city that don't want let either man go.